Hi, my name is Daniela Neckman, and today I will be talking about constitutional rights within disaster policies. Constitutional rights are the protections and liberties guaranteed to the people by the United States Constitution, which are mainly outlined in the Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights came about as a compromise to ensure that the national government wasn't overstepping their bounds, to ensure that the state government still had power and a voice. Relevant amendments in regards to this topic include the First Amendment, Sixth Amendment, and the star of the show, the 10th Amendment, which states that all powers not delegated to the United States is then delegated to the states and the people. The 10th Amendment leads us directly into federalism, which is the way that the United States divides power as well as works together, which is an intergovernmental response between the federal, state, and local level. Here, where we will see and discuss how communication is an important factor. However, this is not so cut and dry. There are many questions that come about, including whether or not the federal government has a big enough role in emergency policy. Also, is the federal government even obligated to help us, and should they help us? The supreme law of the land, the Constitution, serves as a guide to answer these seemingly unanswerable questions. The relationship between the Constitution and disaster policy really comes about when the roles and responsibility of the local, state, and federal level comes about in regards to disaster policy. However, the public does not necessarily understand the Constitution's role in disaster policy, which results in public opinion not necessarily being an accurate representation of the true nature of government. Our individual rights have been seen to go down in times of a disaster, such as after 9/11, the Patriot Act, which infringed on our First Amendment rights. A notable example of how public officials across all levels of government misunderstanding their responsibilities leads to deaths of thousands of people is Hurricane Katrina. The state was not able to handle a disaster this size, nor communicate clearly or effectively to the national government their needs. This resulted in FEMA Chief Michael D. Brown at the time to urge federal personnel to not respond to the counties or states affected by Hurricane Katrina without first being requested and lawfully dispatched by the states and locals. This is important to note because this reinsures the 10th Amendment that shows us how the federal government cannot just swoop in and interfere in the state's business. The states have to explicitly ask for this assistance and this aid. However, back to public opinion, the American public believe that the national government should have taken a larger role and they should have assumed primary responsibility for the situation. The Sixth Amendment was directly infringed upon when the court system shut its doors, when the police department fell into disarray, and when few prosecutors were able to meet with their defendants. This resulted in about 8,000 people left in jails and in prisons without having the right to a speedy trial. Communication, the First, 10th, 6th Amendment, these were all notable in Hurricane Katrina and served as a learning experience as to why the Constitution does play a role in disaster policies. Thank you.